Hey guys, and happy Tuesday again. Today I have a tutorial on how I do this kind of boho inspired braid. It is just a basic French braid but made a little bit more interesting. It is slightly more advanced. If you have no idea at all how to French braid, it may not be the best video to start with. If you guys would like some very basic detailed in-depth braid videos, I would be happy to film some on a mannequin head for you. Just let me know if that is something you're interested in. Okay, so here you can see I start by clipping the top horseshoe section of my hair up and out of my way. Then I am taking that very front side section right from the top of the parietal ridge down to my ear, and I am going to create a small fishtail braid with this section. For those of you that don't know how to fishtail braid, this is a pretty good angle to see how I'm doing it. I start by splitting the section into two subsections. I hold those subsections in each hand and start off by splitting it off to the outer side with my finger and take that little section of hair and cross it over to combine with the other subsection. So I take a small piece from the left, add it to the right, then take a small piece from the outside of the right and add it into the left section. I continue doing this all the way down until I see that I can reach the back to be part of the large French braid I am doing in the back. Once I get to the bottom of this braid, you can see it ends up pretty small and tight. I don't put a hair tie in it yet so that I have the freedom to fan it out a little bit to make it bigger and messier. I grab the hair on the very end and pinch it and pull it out. This look is very in right now, and it's a great little trick because you can make someone look like they have way more hair than they actually do just by fanning these braids all the way out. Once this braid is as big as I want it to be, I put an elastic hair tie to secure it, and then I just leave that braid there until I am done with the other side. Then over on the other side, I do the same thing. I like to leave a little bit of those baby hairs out for a more wispy, sort of lived-in look. And I do the same thing. I split that section in half, grab a small piece of hair from the outside and cross it over and combine it with the opposite side. Then I grab a small piece from the outside on the other side, cross it over and combine. Keep doing that back and forth all the way down. Then I check both braids and make sure they will reach the center back of my head. Then go through and fan that braid out nice and big too. Here I am just kind of comparing the width of both of these, and I make sure they're pretty much the same size, and then once I'm happy with the size, I secure it at the bottom with a clear elastic. Okay, and now I take that top section down and brush out any tangles, and I start my French braid. You want to start at that top triangle fringe area. Sorry, I should have backed up so that you can see how I started this braid. So what I like to do is start off like you're going to be doing a free hanging braid and cross over 3 times so that each piece is secure. Then once I have those 3 crossed over, I take a piece of my hair that is down and add it to the braid. Then I do the same thing on the next side, and so on and so on. Once I get to about where my fishtail braids are, then I just add them in like I would add the rest of my hair into a French braid. I'm sorry, I really should have turned around at this point in the video. I was clearly too busy chatting with the girls and not focused on what angle I was filming. But again, if you want to see a more detailed video on exactly how to do a French braid, comment below and I will definitely make one. I still wanted to make a tutorial out of this to give you the cute idea of adding some fishtails into a regular French braid if you already know how to do that. So for this style, I'm doing a basic French braid, a traditional French braid, and not a Dutch braid. So I'm crossing each section over as I braid instead of under. So you can see once I turn around the kind of braid that it creates. It's more interior than like 3D and laying on top. Once I get to the nape of my neck, I then switch to a free hanging braid. Then I just secured at the very bottom with a hair tie. Bye, Nicole. Bye, Nicole. Okay, so now I'm doing the same thing that I was doing with those fishtails. I am fanning the braid out, so I grab pieces from the edge of the braid and just kind of pull them out to make them wider. Alright, now here you can see the braid. So I'm just kind of feeling the pieces that I feel aren't sticking out quite as far, and I'm just pinching and fanning it out to make the braid thicker and flatter. Then I just grab my mirror and make sure everything is balanced and fanned out evenly. Then here I'm just grabbing my flat iron and curling those little wispies away from my face. And then, so that these fishtails don't sag throughout the day, I am bobby pinning them in place. Alright, so that is how I do this little bohemian styled detailed braid. It's great because it keeps all of my hair out of my face, and it is a good no heat style for the summer, which I am a huge fan of. It takes a basic braid and adds a more interesting touch with those fishtails worked in. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy these tutorial Tuesdays, and if you have any suggestions for styles you'd like to see me create, please let me know and I would be happy for some inspiration. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you all again in my next video. Thanks, bye.